checking the forecast, things looking crazy. A storm on the horizon, the pressure is low. Gotta get moving, put on a show. The news is all buzzing, state of alert, but we've got a plan, we're ready to work. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. See a little fire or a rising flood, we're a well-oiled machine, we're running in the mud. From the city hall meetings to the rescue teams, turning worst case scenarios into hopeful dreams. We're training the people, we're stocking the gear, we're the team you can count on when trouble is near. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. It's more than a job, it's a calling, you see. Prepared for the present and what's yet to be. Every second counts, we're ready to react for our communities. We're making an impact. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening the gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. Picking you up, ready to go. EMA, let's get this show on the road. Let's do this thing. Let's kick the bucket down the road, guys. Let's do it now. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you might be on this earth of ours. Welcome to Emergency Management Associates. We're coming to you from the Area Command, 392 miles west of Katy Hawk Beach, North Carolina. Thank you all for joining us today. We appreciate you being here. Now, first off, we're wanting to talk about what happened yesterday over in the New Madrid seismic zone. Number one, the seismic level has decreased somewhat. Okay? The number of earthquakes that have been happening in the New Madrid seismic zone has decreased somewhat, but it has not gone away. Let me show you the information I have for you right now. Okay? This is unreal, guys. It has calmed down some, but again, it has not gone away at all. Look at this. Look at this, guys. This is Catfish Pond, Arkansas. This is central Arkansas along the New Madrid seismic zone, right alongside the river. Look at this. This should be very deeply concerning to anybody in this area. Look what it's showing here. Look what it's showing. 7:30 this morning. Prior to that, nothing but just minor tremors. 1.0, 1.2, 1.3 tremors. However, after 7:30 this morning, the tremors continued, but they got larger. They got substantially larger. Then we had another 4.0 earthquake here at Catfish Pond, Arkansas this time. 4.0 earthquake at Catfish Pond, Arkansas. Guess what? USGS is not showing this. Not showing it at all. Then we have more tremors after that until we get to about 8 o'clock this morning on the next black line, 8 o'clock this morning. Over here on the right-hand side, now we're at approximately 8:11 a.m. this morning. This time we have tremors, and then it builds up to 2.4 earthquake. Tremors building up to 2.0, 2.4 earthquake here. Then it calms down some, a little bit. 9 o'clock this morning on the next black line. About 9:03 this morning, the tremors increase for about 3 minutes. Then we have another 2.6, 2.7 earthquake. Look at that. This is Arkansas. This is Catfish Pond, Arkansas. Central Eastern Arkansas here. Look at that. It's not the only thing that's happening here. Let's go to Marktree, Arkansas this morning here, right here. Again, the seismic activity has continued. Yes, we have tremors. We have minor earthquakes up to 2.6, 2.7. But guess what? We have even larger earthquakes here as well. Okay, just a second here. We go down here to 6:15 on the left-hand side here on the red line. You see 0.0600 here. That is 6 a.m. this morning. Down one line on the left-hand side, we're now at 6:15. Go over here to the right. 6:20, actually 6:26 a.m. this morning. Guess what? A 3.5, 3.7 earthquake here. Marktree, Arkansas. Again, look at what they've done here. They've topped off or cut off the top of this earthquake sequence. They topped off or cut off the bottom of this earthquake sequence as well. This is at least a 3.5, 3.7 earthquake. They have other minor tremors, other minor earthquakes here as well. You can see it here on this seismograph. This continues, guys. This continues. Let's go over to North Central Arkansas here. Ozark Folk Center here. Every time we talk about earthquakes here on the Nomad Fault, we talk about the Ozark Folk Center. We're still seeing 3.0, 3.2 earthquakes here. Look at that. These longer lines are 3.0, 3.2 earthquakes. However, that's a big however. Over here on this red line on the left-hand side, the lower left-hand side of your screen, this is 9:17 a.m. this morning. Guess what? 3.2 earthquake here. Incredible, huh? Again, the seismic activity has not completely gone away at all. Hasn't gone away at all. It's continuing. It's continuing. Okay? I want to drop down south again along the western side of the Nomad Fault in lower Arkansas, lower southern Arkansas. Tyronza, Arkansas here. Look at this. Yes, we have tremors here. 1.0, 1.2, 1.3. We have 2.6, 2.7 earthquakes here. But guess what? It has not all gone away yet. 7:32 this morning on the blue line. 3.0 earthquakes here. Back to back. Back to back. 3.0 earthquakes hitting back to back. The floor is rattling for almost 45 seconds. The floor is moving for almost 45 seconds here. You see other 2.6s, 2.7s, 2.8 earthquakes here. Again, the seismic energy hasn't stopped yet on the Nomad Fault. It might not stop at all. It might continue. This is today. Now let's go over to Decatur, Illinois to the north. We did not show you this today, or yesterday, I should say, but we're going to show it to you right now. Decatur, Illinois this morning. We've been showing this to you now. We've been showing Decatur, Illinois to you for the past 2 months. It's continuing. This is the northern part of the Nomad Fault, Decatur, Illinois. Here we are seeing 2.0s, 2.4s, 2.5 earthquakes happening all morning long here. Literally all morning long. It's continuing. It's literally continuing. On the bottom green line here, we are seeing some tremors, but we're also seeing some 2.0 earthquakes here as well. 2.0 earthquakes are moderate earthquakes. Throughout this seismogram, you're also seeing some other minor earthquakes, 2.5, 2.6, and 2.7 earthquakes here in Decatur, Illinois this morning. But it's not over yet. Not over. Decatur, Illinois this afternoon, the same thing's going on here. Look at this. 2.0, 2.4, 2.5 earthquakes happening all afternoon long again. Now, minor earthquakes, most of the time, cannot be felt. Minor earthquakes cannot be felt because they're too small. They're too small. But the 3.0s and larger earthquakes are always felt. Always felt. Those 4.0, 4.5 earthquakes at Catfish Pond, guess what? They were felt. They were felt. So far, I've showed you Arkansas. I've shown you Arkansas. Guess what? Let's take you down south into Louisiana. Louisiana yesterday morning. Look at this. We told you when we showed you earthquakes in Missouri. We showed you earthquakes in Tennessee. We showed you earthquakes in Arkansas. Look what's happening here. This is Louisiana yesterday morning. Approximately 10:27 yesterday morning, they had a 3.1 earthquake that kept happening. About 10 seconds. Small earthquake activity happening for about 10 seconds here in Pioneer, Louisiana. Again, I want to advise everybody here, up and down the entire Nomad Fault. These earthquakes are going to continue north to south, and also to the east. They're going to continue. Now, I want to advise everybody. up and down the fault. And everybody else that's listening here, you may have friends that live in this area. There are millions of people that live all up and down the fault, north to south. Tell your friends, tell your families what is going on. Have them watch this channel. Let them have me show them what is going on here. They need to prepare for a major earthquake. A major earthquake is inbound. We don't know when it's going to happen. As I said last year, we may be only 2 years away from a major 7.5, 8.5 earthquake here on the Nomad Fault. Before 5 years ago, scientists were thinking the last time this Nomad Fault went off, that it may have went off only as a 7.0 earthquake. Now scientists think that the real earthquake may have been as large as an 8.0. That earthquake in 1700s was possibly as large as an 8.0 earthquake. Not a 7.0 like they thought, but maybe as large as an 8.0. And now scientists are saying we may be involved here on the new Madrid fault where we may see upwards of an 8.5. Upwards of an 8.5 here. Yes, it could happen. It could happen. I'm showing you this because everybody here needs to know about it. It's very interesting. We'll only have 22 people watch this program. That's wild. Considering everything that went on yesterday and everything that's still going on here today, people should be watching this. They need to know about it. They need to know about it. And yes, I understand that YouTube is making it sure that our program isn't going out to all people on YouTube anymore. They don't want anybody to see this program. They think we're full of crap. Just like they thought we were full of crap in 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, when we talked about COVID. I was absolutely correct when I was talking about COVID back in those days. I was absolutely correct when I was talking about Dr. Fauci. I was absolutely correct when we were talking about the idiot. I'm going to call him a big idiot. The man that made the COVID virus. He made it in a lab. He's a doctor. Dr. Fauci helped him. They both should be in prison right now. They both should be in prison. That's why my last channel got taken down by YouTube, because I talked about them frequently. YouTube suspended me 4 times before they took my channel completely down. YouTube doesn't like me. They finally figured out who I am again. Up until 3 weeks ago, we had 7,156 followers here on our channel. Guess what? That's gone the way of all rivers. Water continues to flow south. Water continues to flow south here. That's what it's doing again. Now we've got 7,144 subscribers to our channel. YouTube consistently takes our channel down, taking our subscribers down, making sure we don't get that many people watching our channel when we're on the air, and not letting anybody else see it once we're off the air and it's open to anybody to watch it. They're not letting anybody see it. To YouTube, I'm going to tell you right now, I may be attacking you in court in the very near future. I'm in the process of hiring some attorneys to take YouTube apart. YouTube is under scrutiny right now. YouTube is under scrutiny right now. Last year, Congress told YouTube to renew all subscriptions that they had taken down, to renew all channels that they had taken down before last year, before President Trump took office. The Senate and the House told them to bring back the channels back as they were. But again, YouTube's not doing it. As I said before, I am in the process of hiring a bunch of attorneys to take YouTube apart. YouTube is under scrutiny right now. I'm just going to add one more lawsuit to their file, they're going to have to pay me off as well. And I'm not going to go quietly. I'm not going to go quietly. I had a lot of people subscribing to my channel before. My last channel had been on the air for 4 years. 4 long years. I had 25,000 plus subscribers. My subscribers were all supporting my channel. And at the time, I was making close to $1,000+ a month. Now I'm not even making anywhere close to that. I might be lucky now to get $120 a month at all. That's it. Yet I have to pay a bill every month to keep this channel on the air. I have to pay $258 a month bill to keep this channel on the air to buy bandwidth. It costs money to put this channel on the air. YouTube helps. You subscribers here on YouTube help me keep this channel on the air. Yes, you guys have helped me through your super chats. I've had very few super chats as of yet today at all. None. None today. But during this past week, I've gotten $5 super chat. That helps. I've gotten a handful of PayPals also. You guys can also help support us on PayPal as well, if you will. We'd appreciate that. Our 2 PayPal locations are scrolling across the bottom of your screen as we speak. We'd appreciate your help supporting this channel here. Also, you'll see our email address, rltnspdema@gmail.com. There you can give us comments and questions about our channel, what's going on. You can also leave us ideas you want us to show here on our channel. We'll do that. Also, you see our address, our mailing address, 504 Bethel Road, Box 401, Morganton, North Carolina. Zip code here is 28655. You can send us cards and letters. Inside your letter, you can stick a check or even cash and send it to us through the mail. We'd appreciate it. You can send us cards. We haven't had a card since nearly Christmas time. We've had 1 card since Christmas. You can send us a card with cash or check inside the card. That also would be greatly appreciated. I want to thank those who also are helping try to support this channel. It would be greatly appreciated. Okay? We appreciate that very much. Now, guys, there are earthquakes around the globe that are happening. Today, we've had 2 large earthquakes down north of New Zealand in the Kermadec Islands. In the Kermadec Islands, they've had some earthquakes. Rightly so. Yesterday, they had a 5.8 there. Today, they've had a 4.8 and a 5.4 large earthquake today in the Kermadec Islands north of New Zealand. The Kermadec Islands are unoccupied islands except for birds. The Kermadec Islands in New Zealand are a bird sanctuary north of the main islands. 2 main islands in New Zealand are further south, the North and South Island of New Zealand. Those are occupied by human beings. The Kermadec Islands to the north are about 400 miles to the north. They're unoccupied islands except for birds. That area is still getting hit. Indonesia is getting hit. The Philippines is getting hit. Japan got hit today. Offshore, off the eastern coast of Japan, has had a 5.0 earthquake off the eastern coast of Japan today. They're going to continue having those. They're going to continue having those. But what USGS is not showing anywhere around this globe, they're not showing all the earthquakes at all. They never do. There are probably close to 1,500 earthquakes worldwide. 1,500 earthquakes worldwide right now. Right now, maybe more. Okay? They happen. They're going to happen. We've seen it happen. I've talked about it. I've shown those earthquakes on this channel before. They're going to continue, guys. They're not going away at all. Now, guys, I want you to be aware of this. Let's go over to Tennessee now. Northwestern Tennessee, also along the eastern side of the New Madrid Fault. Ridgely, Tennessee, right here this morning. Look at all this seismic activity. Yesterday in Ridgely, Tennessee, in the morning, early morning, late morning, and all afternoon, we had 3.0 earthquakes and moderate earthquakes as well. They happen. Today here in Ridgely, Tennessee, we see tremors and some minor 2.3, 2.4 earthquakes here. Ridgely, Tennessee. Again, the seismic activity has slowed down, but it has not stopped. It has not stopped. The New Madrid Fault needs to be watched. We're watching it. We're watching it. Guys, I believe sometime within the next year and a half, maybe 2 years. Maybe it's going to be a full 2 years from now. But sometime in the next 2 years, we're going to see a major earthquake on the New Madrid Fault. It's going to happen. Again, I've said it before on Fridays, and I'm going to say it again. All of us, every one of us, our friends and neighbors that live here on the New Madrid Fault, from Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Arkansas, Kentucky, Missouri, Oklahoma on the west, eastern Oklahoma on the west, Illinois going north, Indiana, and even Ohio to the east. You guys are going to feel the earthquake hit when it happens. You're going to see large 5.0 energy. You're going to see 6.0, 7.0, and you may even feel 8.0 major earthquake energy hitting your area. You're going to feel that. It's going to be real. There's going to be major destruction along the New Madrid Fault. Major destruction along the New Madrid Fault. Highways are going to be taken apart. Highways are going to be taken apart. Bridges along the New Madrid Fault are going to be destroyed. Interstate 40. The Interstate 40 bridge over the Mississippi River is going to be no more. It will be destroyed by that earthquake. There are a lot of homes. There are a lot of businesses, a lot of brick buildings, masonry buildings as well, that will be going down. Unreinforced masonry buildings will be destroyed with the New Madrid earthquake. Now with the roads going down, how are you going to get food? Grocery stores will be either leveled or destroyed. Grocery stores will be either leveled or destroyed. And I'm saying that in one mouth word. Leveled means destroyed. Destroyed means no more. How are you going to get food? What are you going to do? What are you going to do when this earthquake hits? And it will hit. I promise you it's going to hit. What are you going to do about it? You need to be prepared right now. Everyone here that's listening to my voice and that's going to hear my voice in the near future, you need to prepare if you live in this area. You need to prepare anyway. No matter where you live, something's going to happen. I promise you, things will happen. Things are going to happen here in the United States. Things are going to happen worldwide. Things are happening right now, today. No matter where you live today around this world, things are happening. Your lives are in danger. Your families are in danger. Your well-being is in danger, guys. I promise you that. I promise you that. Your very well-beings are in danger. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to be going quietly into the night and ignore everything going on? Or are you going to prepare right now for what's happening? I'm putting it out there for you. I'm putting it out here for you. What we saw in the pneumatic fault yesterday is only a small bite. It's only a small bite about what is actually going to happen when the fault goes south, literally. When the fault comes apart, the entire pneumatic fault, the entire central part of the United States will be destroyed. Highways are going to be no more. A lot of the highways, the main highways, are 2-lane blacktop. 1 lane going in each direction. 1 lane going in each direction. Most of those highways were horse and buggy paths at one time. When the pneumatic fault hit, over 200 years ago, 1811, 1812, December 1811, January 2012, or 1812, those horse and buggy paths were destroyed. Great big holes in the ground open up. Fissures open up in the ground. What is going to happen again when this earthquake hits? Roadways are going to be destroyed. Those fissures are going to open up in the roadway. Roadways will become impassable. Impassable, folks. How are you going to get food or goods into that area? By plane, mostly by not just planes, but helicopters. They may have to go in and rebuild the runways at the airports, but they're going to have to bring food and supplies in by helicopter. Now, there's going to be fires as well when the earthquake hits. How are they going to put out the fires? The simple answer is this. They're going to have to bring in water through planes and drop plane loads of water and retardant on top of the fires. Gas mains are going to explode in the ground. Gas lines, both natural gas and petroleum gas, are going to pop in the ground, causing fires. Buildings are going to explode. As those gas lines and gas mains are broken, buildings are going to explode and they're going to burn. The only way to put out those fires is by helicopter and plane load drops of water and retardant. The only water that's left available to the fire crews on the ground is the water that they are carrying in their trucks. And within a very few minutes, those truck lines of water will be emptied as well. The water lines are also going to be messed up, broken. Firefighters are not going to be able to get water from the water mains with fire hydrants. Those water lines will also be broken. Those of you who live in homes and have businesses up and down the fault, you're not going to be able to even go to your offices. And if your offices might be open, the water in your offices is going to be non-existent. You're not going to have water to drink in your offices or your homes. You're not going to have water to flush your toilets. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Guys, we've talked about this on the channel in previous days and previous months. Go back to our channel's archives. Go through the archives. Anytime you see the word emergency preparedness or the word preparedness, open up that video and watch it. That's where you're going to get emergency information from us, detailing exactly what you need to do for any one emergency that's going to happen. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be an earthquake, though. It could be a tornado. We continue to have many tornadoes all the time, every day. Today, Renee Steffi's here on the chat. She's one of my mods here. I greatly love her very much. She's issued a tornado warning through the National Weather Service. Kiowa, Oklahoma. Kiowa, Oklahoma is having a tornado right now. Last night, the people of Enid, Oklahoma had a massive tornado. It destroyed their air base. They had a U.S. Air Force base that was destroyed. Their city was also destroyed last night. Incredible destruction for that massive tornado. It was on the ground for a long time. I saw that tornado. I saw the meteorologists on the air talking about it live. I saw people who were talking to the meteorologist saying, oh my gosh, it's going to hit my house. Oh my gosh, it's going to hit this building, that building. And it did. Guys, these tornadoes are also going to be very destructive. What are you going to do when a tornado hits your home? Do you have supplies in your home? Do you have supplies in your basement? Do you have supplies in your tornado shelter? If you presently are having a tornado warning right now, today, this minute, you need to get your tornado shelter immediately. Either down on the ground, outside your home in the ground, or in your home. In your home. If you have a room or a hallway in the center part of your home without windows, go there right now. If you have a tornado warning ongoing right now, go to that center part of your home, that hallway, gather your kids, gather your husband, gather your wife, pull a mattress out of a bedroom, put it over yourselves to protect yourselves from flying debris. If you have a basement, go to that basement, go to a lower corner of that basement and stay there. Go to a lower corner of your basement and stay there until the all clear is given. I'm giving you advice right now to survive a tornado. You need to have preparedness supplies, guys. You need to have preparedness supplies. Food, water, clothing, heavy-duty shoes, pants, shirts, hats, gloves. I'm telling you guys right now, these things are happening right now. Earthquakes are happening today. Tornadoes warnings are going to happen today and are presently happening. They're ongoing. They're ongoing. Let me tell you about another earthquake that happened earlier this morning. A very large 5.8 earthquake hit just south of Crete, Greece. Just south of the Greek island, Crete, Greece. 5.8 earthquake. 5.8 earthquake hit. Let me show you what happened, guys. You may want to know about this. We've talked about this before. We're going to talk about this again and again and again. It's important. If it was not important, we wouldn't talk about it. I just took down our EMA banner here. I'm going to take down a webcam right now. Right here, we're showing you a slide here of the earthquake that hit here off of southeast Kamchatka Peninsula of Russia. The southeast Kamchatka Peninsula of Russia here. Yeah, an earthquake. This was a large earthquake here. Okay. This was a 5.1 earthquake off the coast here. The Kamchatka Peninsula of Russia is very, very isolated, occupied. Very few people live on the Kamchatka Peninsula of Russia. This earthquake did not bother anybody. This is 102 miles east of Petropavlovsk, Russia, where people lived. Look where this earthquake happened. On the edge of the plate. On the edge of the Pacific obtuse plate. Obtuse plate on the west, the Pacific plate on the east. Two plates crashed together today. Two tectonic plates crashed together today to give us this earthquake. But I might need to remind some of you that weren't here when we had a massive, major earthquake here about 3 months ago, 2 to 3 months ago. We had several 6.4, 6.5 earthquakes, which were very strong earthquakes. Then we had a 7.2, we had a 7.4, we had a 7.7. Then all of a sudden, about 2 days later, we had what USGS deemed as an 8.8 major earthquake. 8.8 major earthquake. And at that time, we told all of you that that 8.8 earthquake was a 9.4 earthquake. We show you the documentation to show it was a 9.4 earthquake. The USGS was pacifying us by saying it was an 8.8, which was bad enough. 9.4 earthquake. What happened? The simple answer is this. The two plates broke. When that 9.4 earthquake hit, a full plate rupture happened. A full plate rupture happened, meaning the two plates broke at where they were joined. They separated. The landmass separated where those two plates joined together, where they were linked together. Where they were linked together, guys, it separated. It broke. It cut and pick and broke. Like this. They were together like this. This is a subduction area where the Pacific plate was going underneath the obtuse plate here. Guess what? It separated. Full plate separation. That's why that earthquake hit. 9.4 earthquake. Today here, we have a large 5.1. This is not a plate separation here, but this is a large earthquake. Where one plate subducts under the other plate like this, plate movement. Plate movement. That's what happened here. 5.1 earthquake here. Down south of Kamchatka, we had a 4.5 earthquake here in the Kuril Islands here. The Kuril Islands are islands south of Kamchatka Peninsula, between Hokkaido, Japan, and Kamchatka Peninsula. They belong to the Kuril Islands here. The Kuril Islands belong to Russia. We're still having earthquakes here. Still having earthquakes. Down here off the northeast coast of Japan, we are still seeing aftershocks here. That 5.1 earthquake over at Kamchatka Peninsula was also an aftershock of that 9.4 earthquake some 2 to 3 months ago. This earthquake here off the northeast coast of Japan is an aftershock of a major earthquake that we had here earlier this week. Seismic energy is still happening. This is a large 5.0 earthquake, 27 miles deep. 27 miles deep. South of Japan down here, we've had another earthquake. This time in the Ryukyu Islands here. The Ryukyu Islands are and belong to Japan. This is a 5.0 earthquake, 91 miles east of Tatsugo, Japan. 91 miles east of Tatsugo, Japan. Again, this earthquake was far enough away from any island mass that nobody felt this earthquake at all. Nobody. The ocean waters here absorbed the shock waves of this quake. Okay? Now, we go further south here. This is Ternate, Indonesia. Ternate, Indonesia. About 30 days ago, we had a 7.4 earthquake that hit here. This earthquake here is a 5.3 aftershock. A large 5.3 aftershock here in Ternate, Indonesia. Again, look where it's at. Out in the middle of the ocean here. The Molucca Sea. 5.3 earthquake here. The ocean waters absorbed the shock waves of this quake. Nobody on any of the islands felt this earthquake at all. This earthquake to the north, this is a 4.6 moderate earthquake. Nobody felt this earthquake either. Now I'm going to leave the South Pacific now. I'm going to take you over to Italy. A few moments ago, we were talking about this large earthquake that hit here south of Crete, Greece. This is 7 miles southeast of Terra Petra, Greece. 5.8 earthquake here. 5.8 earthquake. Yes, it's off the coast, but it's only 7 miles off the coast. Anybody along the coastline felt this earthquake here. Look at this. This is a huge suburban area. Huge suburban area. People felt this earthquake. There's going to be damage here from this earthquake. There's going to be damage from this earthquake. This is a shell earthquake. This is a shell earthquake, 8 miles deep. Shell earthquake causes major damage and even loss of life. This is close to the shoreline. They may have not felt a 5.8, but they probably did feel a 5.1, 5.2, maybe even a 5.3 earthquake. Shaking, guys. Shaking. They've had a lot of other aftershocks here. This is a 4.2 aftershock here. Again, 7 miles east of Ken3, Greece. Ken3, Crete, Greece here. There are a ton of other earthquakes here. This earthquake here is further out from the shoreline, 16 miles southeast of Terra Petra, Greece. This one here is on the island itself. This is a 4.7 moderate earthquake. 4.7 moderate earthquake, also 6.2 miles, 10 kilometers deep. They felt this earthquake. They felt this earthquake, guys. Look where it's at. Yes, it is in the hilly area here of this island, but there are people that live here. There are cities. There's a resort area here where people live. They felt this earthquake. This was a moderate earthquake. Moderate earthquakes cause moderate damage. Moderate earthquakes cause moderate damage. Moderate earthquakes knock pictures and wall hangings off of shelves. They knock books and knickknacks off of shelves. Pictures off of walls. Glasses and plates, cups, bowls, and cupboards that aren't secured may be rattling around and fall off the shelves, falling off the shelves. I've not been in Greece before. I have had friends that had visited Greece here. These people felt this earthquake. They suffered some kind of damage here. Further over here to the southeast. Again, this is just barely on the shoreline here. This is the 4.2 earthquake here. 14 miles southwest of Sitia, Greece. Sitia, Greece. Okay. Yes, there are a lot of hills here. There are a lot of hills, but there's a city here as well. This is just barely off the shore. They felt this earthquake. They felt this 4.2 moderate earthquake here. Okay. Then further to the east here. This is a large 5.0 earthquake here. Just barely off the shore. Just barely off the shore. This earthquake is 10 or 15 miles east of Sitia, Greece. Offshore here. Why are they putting it 16 miles south of Sitia, Greece? There are people that work here. This appears to be an oil refinery, oil storage facility. People work here. People are still working here. 5.0 earthquake waves hit this area today. This earthquake was close to shore. Close to shore. People here in this facility felt this earthquake today. They may have had some damage to this oil storage and refinery facility here. Yeah. That happens. That happens. It's also not the only earthquake that's hit this region. There's two more here. This further one out to sea here, 4.3 earthquake here. 4.3 moderate earthquake, nobody felt this earthquake at all. This allegedly is 16 miles away from the shoreline. This earthquake here, further out to sea, this is a 4.1 earthquake. 29 miles allegedly southeast of Terapitra, Greece. The only reason nobody felt this is the distance away from shore, because the ocean waters here of the Mediterranean Sea absorb the shock waves of this quake. But we're not done with this area yet. Look where this earthquake hit. Look where these earthquakes have hit. Right along the side of the south shoreline of Greece. However, look where it's at. It's on the top of the fault line, the Anatolian fault line. This is a large earthquake, 5.8 earthquake and aftershocks on the Anatolian fault. We've talked about this fault line many times in the past. Now, let me show you where it came from. The Anatolian fault starts up here at the border of Syria and Turkey here. 3 years ago, February 3rd, 2023, we had a 9.0, 10.0 earthquake that hit here. Right here. Major destruction. That 9.0, 10.0 earthquake unalived over 5,000 people. And it injured even more. Now, USGS is not showing any earthquakes here. My question to them is, why not? Why not? Let me tell you guys, there are somewhere between 30 and 70 earthquakes here today. Between 30 and 70 earthquakes here today. Every day. These earthquakes are aftershocks. They're aftershocks of that 7.0, I'm saying 9.0, 10.0 earthquake that hit here February 3rd, 2023. Aftershocks. Aftershocks are continuing. They're continuing. And that seismic energy is going down the Anatolian Fault, going out here into the Mediterranean Sea, going south of Cyprus Island here, another tourist trap here. Then the Anatolian Fault goes further south to the west here. With this, south of Crete, Greece here. South of Crete, Greece here. But the simple thing is this. Let me show you something else. Again, the United States Geological Survey is not even telling you exactly what's going on here. They're not showing it. My question again is why not? Because what is going on over in Turkey and Syria has a direct effect on what has happened here south of Crete, Greece. It's had a direct effect on what's happening here in Crete, Greece today. Let me show you. And yes, this is important. What I'm showing you now is very important. Again, let's take you over to the Syria-Turkey border region. Look what we're seeing here. Look at all these earthquakes. There are between 30 to 70 earthquakes in this region right now. Right now, today. Over in southern Turkey, 7 earthquakes here in southern Turkey. 1.5 tremors, 2.6, 2.7 earthquakes, 3.7, 3.8, and 4.5 earthquakes here in southern Turkey. Yeah. Again, USGS is only showing us a handful of earthquakes here, literally a handful of earthquakes. They're showing us 7 earthquakes. Look what the European agency is saying. 50 plus earthquakes here. 50 plus earthquakes here, guys. USGS still does not want to take responsibility for anything going on. Nothing. There are close to 80 earthquakes here in the Crete, Greece area. In the Crete, Greek area here. Close to 80 earthquakes. All over central Crete, Greece. North to south. North to south. Unreal. Out here to the east, this is a 2.7 earthquake here. As seismic energy goes out away from the epicenter of the earthquakes get smaller. The 2.7 earthquake wasn't felt. These are minor earthquakes. Nobody feels minor earthquakes. Nobody. Over here on the north side of Crete, Greece here, this is a 2.4 earthquake here. 2.4 earthquake here. Up to the north here, a 2.6. However, let me show you something. It wasn't just a 5.8 earthquake either. Here we have a 5.0 that USGS is not even showing. USGS is not even showing a 5.0 earthquake. 5.0 large earthquake. They're not showing it. Why not? USGS is not doing their job, guys. They're not doing their darn job. They're showing one large earthquake and that's all. 5.0 Earthquake here. 5.0 earthquake here. Aden Island. Aden Island, South Creek, Greece, right here. Large 5.0 earthquake. An island. What have we told you about islands? What have we talked about when we talk about islands here in the Aegean Sea here and the Mediterranean Sea here? All islands are a result of volcanic action. All islands are a result of volcanic action. Guess what? To the east side of this island right here, you see some craters here. You see some craters. Again, this island is a result of volcanic action here. This earthquake here might also be a magmatic earthquake beneath the island. Might be a magmatic earthquake beneath the island. We don't know. We don't know. That earthquake is 1.2 miles deep. 1.2 miles deep. One kilometer deep. 1 kilometer deep. That's a shallow earthquake. That's a shallow earthquake. Large earthquake, but shallow earthquake. Now, guys, this is a very small island here. I don't believe anybody even lives here. I do not see any dwellings or anything at all. It's very lucky nobody lives here, because a large 5.0 earthquake is a destructive earthquake. But look at all the earthquakes all around to the south of Creek, Greece. Probably closer to 80 to 100 earthquakes here in Creek, Greece today. USGS not even showing us quite that many. They're showing us 7 earthquakes. 7 earthquakes. This is what exactly happened today. That's what happened, really what happened today. USGS is not showing it. Up here to the north of Creek, Greece, in the Aegean Sea here. This is a 2.0 earthquake here. This is probably on the fault zone north of the Creek, Greece here. 2.0 minor earthquake here. To the east, this is the 2.6 earthquake here. Okay, to the north here. We've talked about earthquakes here before. This is a magmatic quake. This is a 1.8 tremor here. Magma down beneath the Aegean Sea here, searching for a way to erupt. Magma is pushing through underneath the bottom of the Aegean Sea here, pushing through bedrock to find a way to erupt. That's what caused this earthquake near Thera, Greece. Near Thera, Greece today. Now, we all know what happened about a year and a half ago, right here. We had a really good sized earthquake right here at a volcano. At a volcano. And in fact, they had to evacuate this tourist trap here. This is a tourist island here. This is a tourist island. When this earthquake hit, they had to evacuate the island because they thought this volcano was going to erupt. What is in the center off in the harbor of this island? What's over here? This is the summit of that volcano here. Scientists were worried that this volcano was going to erupt. It didn't erupt. Seismic waves stayed around for a while, several months, and now they've dissipated. Seismic waves have dissipated from this island. People who live here have returned. Shipping and also tourism has returned to this island. They're right in the middle of the tourist season right now here in Greece. All these islands here are called the Volcanic Islands. They belong to Greece. Again, a 1.8 tremor here north of that island here near Feligre, Greece. Near Feligre, Greece. Earthquakes are hitting here. Look what's happening here in Turkey, Western Turkey. All kinds of earthquakes keep happening. That's always been the case. That's always been the case. USGS doesn't show them, do they? Not one of them. Not even one of them. They're not showing anything at all. Greece itself, they're not showing anything going on. Look at this. Look at all these earthquakes in Greece. Some of these earthquakes are 1.2, 1.8, 1.5 tremors. Some of them are 2.8, 2.9 minor earthquakes. Yes, we've had some 3.5, 3.7 small earthquakes here. We've had one 4.5 earthquake here in Greece today. One. Earthquakes, USGS not showing any at all. Nothing here in Greece. Now, I'm going to spend some time here in Italy today. I want to show you what's going on here in Italy. USGS is showing nothing going on. Not anything going on at all. Sicily. 6 earthquakes here in Sicily today. Northeastern Sicily here today. Now, I'm going up here off the northern shore of Sicily here. 1.7. 1.2. On land here, northern Sicily, 1.7 tremor. Then we go to the southeastern side of Sicily, 1.4. Go north, 1.1 and 2.5 minor earthquake here. So we have some 1s and we have a 2.5 minor earthquake here. Interesting to note. Guess what? Southern Italy in the toe of the boot. Calabria, Italy. 1.9 tremor here. 1.9 tremor. 2.0 earthquake. Probably a 2.0 earthquake because USGS downgrades earthquakes to the nearest 0.9. Okay, that's what happened here. Now we're up here to the north, central Italy. They've been having swarms here for a very long time. There are over 30 earthquakes here in central Italy. Swarms are still happening. When we see swarms, what do we think? What do we believe? Oh, it's nothing going to happen. Well, it is. These swarms started 3 years ago. Since these swarms have started, we've had 2 5.0 to 5.2 earthquakes here. 2 5.0 to 5.2 earthquakes that happen here in central Italy. USGS not showing anything going on. Not anything going on. Nothing. There is something happening over here near Naples. Near Naples, Italy here. I want to bring some stories over here to talk about. We have all kinds of information to talk about here. Vesuvius volcano is here. Vesuvius volcano is right here. Let's go up here to the north. Naples, Italy. Campi Feligre volcano here. Campi Feligre volcano here. Guess what? Can you say supervolcano? Can you say supervolcano here? Yeah, that's what we have to talk about. Well, guess what? USGS is still not showing anything, and the agency's not going to show anything either. European agency doesn't show anything going on. Let's talk about this. In Greek and Roman mythology, the Campi Feligre volcano is depicted as opening to the underworld. Opening to the underworld. Its prehistoric eruptions blocked out the sun. The prehistoric eruptions here at Campi Feligre blocked out the sun, turning summer into winter, covering Europe and Russia in a thick volcanic ash. Now, this powerful seismic giant near Naples is stirring again. Neither USGS or the European agency are showing any earthquakes hitting here, but earthquakes are hitting here, shaking the ground in a way that scientists say it hasn't happened in centuries before. The shaking that's going on here has not happened in centuries before, for many centuries. Two of the most recent earthquakes are the strongest we've ever seen, according to Giovanni Macedino, director of the National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology in Naples. Remember the name Giovanni Macedonio. Earthquakes in March and in June of last year were caused by the Campi Feligre volcano. Those earthquakes forced people to evacuate. And there are tens of families that can't return to their homes now. There are tens of families, upwards of 100 families live in this area, that can't return to their homes now because of the damage from that earthquake. Yeah, it's happened. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this area. For everyone to survive an eruption here, over 500,000 people would have to be evacuated from the area. Now, Italian authorities have marked the red zone around Campi Feligre right now. They have marked the red zone around the Campi Feligre area right now. This is the Campi Feligre volcano right now. It's steaming. It's putting out toxic gases, sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide gases from the magma beneath the volcano here. It's ongoing. It's ongoing here, guys. It's not stopping. It's not stopping, guys. I kid you not. This is an ongoing issue. This is an ongoing issue. There's a red zone here where scientists are afraid if anybody's left in this area, they're not going to survive. Look at this red zone right here. And even further to the south, people may not survive here in Naples. But the red zone to the north is going to be more devastated than ever. This is going to continue to be an ongoing problem here for a very long time. It's ongoing right now. Like I said, for everyone to survive an eruption here, the Campi Feligre volcano, over 500,000 people would have to be evacuated from the area. The Italian authorities have marked as a red zone around Campi Feligre, an 8-mile wide caldera, an 8-mile wide crater here. There are really no countermeasures here to protect yourself from the pyroclastic flow from volcanic particles and ash and even lava. Superheated to some 1,472 degrees. Superheated to 1,472 degrees Fahrenheit. That ash flow, that lava flow, would cover its terrain here at a speed of anywhere from 30 to 60 miles per hour. 30 to 60 miles per hour coming out of the volcano. This is the impact of a potential supervolcano here. Yeah. Most of the Campi Feligre volcano area is underground, spanning a large area of land and sea near Naples, Italy. Pozzuoli, the major town here, sits near the epicenter of this volcano, inside the volcanic crater, in the floor of the crater. If the volcano erupts, more than 500,000 people would need to be evacuated from the red zone, or they would be in danger from 1,472 degree temperatures from the lava and the ash that will be erupting from this volcano. More than 800,000 people live in the yellow zone. More than 800,000 people live in the yellow zone here. These people would be exposed to significant volcanic ash fallout as well. The Campi Feligre volcano is considered to be a national threat for the explosive type of eruption it's going to have, which scientists would believe would create a massive, massive eruptive column. A massive, massive eruptive column going straight up in the air. The kind of cloud and dust and ash that could rise some 18 miles into the sky and spread on the wind flow, spread on the wind for hundreds of thousands of miles. When that column of dust and ash eventually falls, its weight can even collapse roofs and homes. We talked about this when we had the volcanic eruption over in the Canary Islands. They had ash on the roofs of their homes and they had rainfall. The ash turned to concrete. The weight of that ash collapsed roofs of homes, even collapsed homes completely. At the Campi Feligre volcano, at the Campi Feligre volcano observatory, Mr. Macedonio says he oversees the observatory. They have a large red phone there. Let me show you the red phone here. I've got a picture of it. Excuse me. Sorry about that. This is that red phone. They check this red phone to make sure it's still working twice a day. They make sure and check this red phone twice a day. Why? Because they are very concerned that this volcano could erupt at any time. They're so very concerned that this volcano could erupt at any time. Okay? Incredible. Now, Vesuvius to the south and east is the best known volcano in the area, whose pyroclastic flows froze in time the ancient Roman city of Pompeii. The ancient Roman city of Pompeii froze in ash and lava. Vesuvius rises to the east of Naples. Hans Christian Andersen, after witnessing the eruption in 1834, described the lava as colossal falling stars. Hans Christian Andersen said he described the lava as colossal fallen stars. But the truth of it, the Vesuvius is much less visible at Campi Feligre, or what they call Feligre fields, meaning fire underground. Campi Feligre has a potential for being very devastating volcano, a supervolcano. This is because today, hundreds of thousands of people live right on top of the volcano. Right on top of the volcano in the 8-mile wide caldera. The crater was left by the past eruption. Now we have hundreds of thousands of people living there. All of us know we are living in a completely seismic world. Each and every one of us are living in a completely seismic area. The world, our homes, our cities, our towns, our provinces, our states, our countries are seismic. They're seismic, guys. That means anything can happen. And it will. Anything can happen and it will. Things are still happening. Things are still happening. This is the old Roman city where the Romans once were. This was covered by water until recently. The water levels dropped. They say the columns, you can see water going up half the side of the column. Up to half of the column. Meaning water was there at one time. Water was there at one time. As you can see, people are still living in the caldera area. You see apartments, you see townhomes, you see houses throughout this area. People live there. But guess what? In the ancient city of Pelosi, which sits in the caldera, tourists follow a guide. Tourists follow a guide through the crater. Through the crater here. This is a part of the evacuated city here. Tourists follow a guide through the narrow, winding alleyways and roadways around the hilltop. They look out over a curving bay, over the sea. The sea sparkling in the sunshine under an intense blue sky. And the island of Capri, playground of the rich in the distance. But the immense beauty belies the peril that lives there. The peril that lives here. It's ongoing. During one of the biggest volcanic eruptions, some 39,000 years ago, Campi Feligre shot out 72 cubic miles of molten rock. Campi Feligre shot out 72 cubic miles of molten rock. Global temperatures plummeted, and the entirety of what is now Europe, as well as parts of Russia, were covered in volcanic ash. At the Campi Feligre Observatory in Naples, Screens on every wall show the seismic activity of all the volcanoes in the region. In September last year, a loud siren alarm sounded across the room, signaling that an earthquake had been detected. We show you at that time there was massive seismic energy hitting this area, caused by molten magma down beneath the city. The scientists moved fast to access the location and the power of the tremor and send the information to the Italian public safety authorities. The rumbling came from Campi Feligre. This is not unusual. Last year, scientists logged some 2,500 earthquakes caused by the volcano in a single month. 2,500 volcanic earthquakes hit in a single month. Now the tremors are intensifying in magnitude today. June last year saw an unprecedented 4.6 magnitude earthquake. 4.6 moderate earthquake hit, enough to crack walls and send people fleeing from their homes. Campi Feligre is experiencing more earthquakes per year overall. Those earthquakes are increasing. For right now, most are low magnitude earthquakes, tremors and minor earthquakes, but the magnitude of the seismic energy is increasing at this present time. That's why we're talking about it. The ground is also swelling, just like we reported in Iceland. The ground is swelling upwards, slowly rising beneath people's feet. At the port of Pozzuoli, boats are now standing nestled in long grass, marooned on new land that has risen out of the sea caused by the volcano rising. Ancient Roman columns that I showed you a few minutes ago have fossils of mollusks halfway up the columns, showing how they were once underwater. As if this giant volcano were breathing, the ground rising and lowering over decades with every breath. Before the last major eruption happened some 15,000 years ago, scientists say the ground rose about 85 feet. 85 feet in over 15,000 years. Now it's steadily rising again, up about 4.6 feet high since 2005. The ground has risen upwards 4.6 feet since 2005, over the last 20 years, 21 years. And the rate at which it's swelling is greatly faster now. It's getting faster and faster every day. One thing that you learn very soon, if you were a scientist in that area, one thing you learn very fast is they have no control over Mother Nature. And Mother Nature has no control over humans, except that they want to flee. Warner Muskoke, a professor of geophysics and natural risk at the University of Naples, he says these kinds of volcanic systems are used to having phases of unrest. Phases of unrest. That's what they're at now. The biggest scientific challenge is to understand what is driving this unrest. In the last 3 years of seismic activity, it has increased. It has increased from 12,000 to more than 45 to 54,000 earthquakes at Campi Feligre alone. 24, 45, 54,000 earthquakes at Campi Feligre alone. Yet the Europeans and the USGS are not showing them. In the 1970s and 1980s, tens of thousands of residents were relocated from Riona Terra, the historic part of Pizzoli, and forced evacuation because of the mountain rising up, earthquakes hitting. That was in the 1970s, 1980s. There have been more evacuations now in last year. The authorities believe that there's a sharp upswell, ground moving upwards from the magma beneath it. The ground is swelling because of magma beneath it. The magma reservoir is forcing the ground upwards. Okay? This could be a sign of an imminent eruption. They say this could be a sign of an imminent eruption. Police and military were forcing people from their homes. They were relocated to new apartments further away from the volcano. The older part of the city was permanently seized by the government because it is in the caldera that is rising higher and higher on a daily basis. Today, as you see here, tourists wander the still empty streets of the quaint hilltop district, whose beauty and historic buildings still stand mostly uninhabited. Campi Feligre is still moving. The authorities here and the residents are very concerned. They're very concerned, and rightly so. Does anyone have any questions about Campi Feligre here? I want to show you earthquakes here, but they're not showing them at all. None. Not the Europeans, not the U.S. agency. None. Zero. Now, before I get talking about the ocean over in Iran. Yes, I want to talk about the ocean in Iran as well for just a few minutes here. Before I get talking about it, does anybody have any questions about Italy or any earthquakes at all? While I'm waiting for some questions here, Renee Seppi's putting up some thunderstorm warnings here. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for Wewoka and Yeager, Oklahoma, until 6:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time, which is going to end in about another 10 minutes. The storm is producing tennis-sized ball hail and 60 mile-per-hour winds. Tennis ball size hail and 69 mile-per-hour winds. That's huge. That means that thunderstorm probably contains a tornado as well. Okay? Again, a severe thunderstorm has gone into Wewoka and Yeager, Oklahoma. The thunderstorm warning continues until 6:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Now that thunderstorm warning has extended until 6:45 Central Daylight Time today, which is another 40 minutes from now. The thunderstorm warning is continued in Yeager, Oklahoma, till 6:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Thank you, Renee, for that. We appreciate it. Tennis ball size hail, 69 mile-per-hour winds, and moving southeast at a direction of 25 miles per hour. Moving southeast at 25 miles per hour. That's a pretty fast storm. That's a pretty fast storm, considering. Now, I want to continue this discussion for a few more minutes here. I want to talk to you about what's happening in Iran. We may be going back to war, full-bore war, very soon. What you see here are fast boats, Iranian fast boats. As President Trump said, during the beginning of the war, we sunk 70 large boats, destroyers and aircraft carriers of the Iranian Navy, We destroyed them. Those boats, as President Trump said, are floating on the bottom of the ocean here. Now, Iran has some 1,000, maybe 1,700 fast boats, either in dry dock or on the ocean right next to the shoreline. Iran has activated those fast boats. Why? Because they intend to attack maritime boats, ships, and military here in the Gulf. We have footage of it. We have footage of these Iranian soldiers from the IRGC. The Iranian Guard commandos boarding and taking a ship hostage I showed you yesterday in the Strait of Hormuz. I felt for some time this was going to happen when the news came out. And then the United States also seized an Iranian flagged cargo ship that had refused to obey orders. The ship refused to stop. So the U.S. Navy fired on it. They disabled the engines of that great big huge cargo ship. And after a short time, the United States Marine Corps came aboard and boarded the vessel, now controlled the vessel. They took custody of it, took it to a friendly port. Now this news has broke out that the Iranians have seized two cargo ships, two huge cargo ships. They also attacked a third. Iran is going to continue to do so. U.S. fighter jets have now been given the go. They've been given the green light to sink those fast boats, to eliminate those fast boats from Earth. That's what President Trump said last night. Our U.S. fighter jets from our military, both the Air Force and Navy, have been given the green light to engage those Iranian drones, those Iranian fast boats, to sink them fast into the ocean. Now, I talked about this in the beginning of the program. I'm going to say it for a couple more minutes here. Please, I'd like you all to take a moment and give a thumbs up to our channel. And also, please subscribe to our channel as well. I know that I've asked you to do this before. I'm asking you to do it again. The agency, YouTube, keeps unsubscribing people from our channel. They keep making sure that our channel is not going to be watched by anyone. So I'm asking all of you to keep your channel, keep yourselves subscribed to our channel. Also ask your friends, neighbors, and family to also subscribe to our channel here. If you work with and even your social media contacts, ask them to come here, watch our channel, and subscribe to our channel. It's imperative. Okay? It's imperative. They all need to know what we're talking about. After this program is finished, YouTube will have a comment section directly below this video today. You can go there and share your thoughts about this channel. Share your positive thoughts about this channel. We'd appreciate it. YouTube looks at the thumbs up, looks at also the comments, says, hey, people like this channel. People want to see this channel. They also look at the number of people who watch this channel as well, and the length of time you watch this channel. All those things go into the analytics of this channel, where YouTube decides whether or not they're going to let anybody else watch this channel. So guys, we need to set an example. We need to watch this channel. We need to watch it for the length of the time that's on the air, as long as possible. Please, share your thoughts below this video here today in the comments when they show up after this program is over. Okay? Now, what do you think about these tiny ships taking hostage, or these boats? What do you think about these Iranians taking these boats hostage, taking these ships hostage? These fast boats have great big huge ship-to-ship missiles, meaning They can shoot these ships down and sink them. These fast boats have the capability of missiles being launched where they can ship these cargo vessels and put them in the ocean. They can shoot them. They can shoot them. When it was announced that the United States and Israel were calling for a 2-week ceasefire, I personally was worried that Iran would use this time to fiddle-faddle around at the negotiations table, and then violate the ceasefire, which they've done, and come at us even worse, which they are in the process of doing. As it turns out, I believe I was absolutely right. Iran said this past weekend that they would not be coming back to Pakistan. They would not be coming to Pakistan to negotiate. Yesterday, Iran sent some negotiators over to Pakistan to negotiate with the United States for another ceasefire, complete and end the war. As I showed you video yesterday, showing these fast boats seizing a tanker, a cargo ship. They're coming up alongside the cargo ship, going in the side doorway of the ship, pulling alongside it, and boarding the ship, taking custody of the ship. Those Iranian commandos were wearing AK-47s on their slings. They were wearing ski masks, so their identities were not known. I showed you one gunman raising his AK-47 up as if he was going to shoot anyone that moved, assault the crew. That's what they're doing. They cleared the ship and took custody of the ship. I showed you that drone footage yesterday. This is one day after the United States seized an Iranian cargo ship. It was an Iranian cargo ship. The United States and Israel have literally stopped Iran's economy and dropped it in the sea. Iran's economy is literally stopped. Over at Kharg Island, I showed you a picture of Kharg Island last week. They have oil, but they can't do anything with it because the ships that were coming in to dock and load up with oil are now headed for the Gulf of America, to our towers in the Gulf of America to load up with oil and gas. Yeah. We've literally stopped their economy. They can't sell any oil to anybody. Before we came into Iran with Israel, the United States had several goals. One was to take over the skies and the water from Iran. We've done that. We have sunk all their ships, all their naval ships. Now all they have left is these speed attack boats. Now President Trump has said and given the okay to sink every one of them, to annihilate the fast boats at all. So Iran can't attack anybody at all. The only way they can attack is if they launch missiles from the ocean side of Iran out into in the Gulf or into the Strait of Hormuz. They still have mobile launching facilities, mobile trucks carrying these missiles, where they can line these missiles up and shoot at ships or even anyone else in that area. Okay? These fast boats, again, are loaded with anywhere from 15 to 20 Iranian guard people with AK-47s heavily armed, with missiles as well. with missiles. They attempted to attack a United States destroyer. Guess what? All the fast boats attempted to destroy that U.S. destroyer were destroyed themselves. They're now at the bottom of the sea. 12 attack boats that tried to attack U.S. ship, military vessel, were sunk in the ocean. Sunk. The Iranian Navy is now acting as a bunch of pirates. Speedy gunboats like the Somali pirates used to have around Somalia and Africa. That's what they did 5 and 10 years ago. These Iranian boats are still doing the same thing, trying to take cargo vessels and other vessels hostage. It's not going to happen any longer. We're going to nail them. We're going to sink them. Iran is now in violation of international agreements. That waterway is international waters, not to be governed by Iran, not to have Iran tell the ships that every ship that wants to go through there has to pay them $1 million. That's not the case. That is international waters. I want to make one thing crystal clear here. These small speedboats carry 2 to 4 missiles on each one of the speedboats. All the machine guns are on board as well. They are a major threat. The Strait of Hormuz has been open for a short time, under United States control. Now Iran has attacked 3 ships, and we have agreed to stop shooting for now, until last night, when President Trump ordered the U.S. planes, fighter planes, to take out these speedboats. All it takes is one A-10 Warhog. All it takes is one A-10 Warhog, guys, to play ping pong with these fast boats. Then those fast boats will be bobbing in the water and sink in the sea. The Strait of Hormuz has been highly contested in the past. Yes, we did blow up cellular conventional naval ships, but the speedboats have always been a problem. Right now, they have 33 speedboats on the surface. We have seen satellite pictures of thousands more in dry dock. We've also seen these speedboats mining the Strait of Hormuz. We stopped it so far. So far. The United States military does have the capabilities to knock all these speedboats out. Like I said, all it would take was to be an A-10 Warthog, W-A-R-T-H-O-G, an A-10 Warthog, to come in and take all these boats out. As I said before, these Iranian fast boats represent an imminent and grave threat to all the shipping in the Strait of Hormuz, not just to U.S. military ships. These are just the facts of the matter. For anyone to say the Strait of Hormuz is open right now is just not telling the truth, not at all. Until the fast boats are wiped out, which now we have a firm ceasefire and the ability to go in and annihilate these fast boats, we get a firm war agreement in place, a permanent ceasefire in place, I don't think Iran is going to give up that easily. I think what they've been doing behind the scenes during the ceasefire is unbury their nuclear threat. Unbury their nuclear threat. Yes, they've had missiles underground that we've annihilated, but I think they've found even more that are completely usable. They also have many pounds of energized uranium, enriched uranium, ready to put out a nuclear weapon. I think they're also going to do that. They've been attempting to dig out these missiles, dig out their nuclear facilities since we decimated them in the early days of the war. They have many missiles that are being rearmed. I believe Iran is still capable of a lot of destruction. Yes, we may have decimated 40% of the missile capability, but they still have 60% capability. They still have 60% of the missiles available that they can attack us and Israel with. I have also seen pictures and even clips of these mobile launch carriers of trucks going along the outback of Iran. As I said, Iran still has weapon-grade plutonium available for a possible nuclear weapon. They can do that. They no longer have a conventional Navy. Their Air Force has been knocked out by the United States in the early days of the war. Right now, the Strait of Hormuz is not a big corridor. It's only 2 miles wide. In the past, they put a chokehold on it to get money, extort money out of the boats, ships that pass through. Now we're not going to allow them to do that any longer. Their gunships are going to sink. The United States and Israel has taken back control of the strait. They're not going to be able to continue to mine the Strait of Hormuz at all. We're also removing their mines as well. Now, guys, we were told that the Iranian leaders were dead or incapacitated. The former Ayatollah, his son, is still alive, gravely injured but still alive, allegedly still giving orders to 2 or 3 generals. That means the Iranian Guard Force is still active. The IRGC does not want to surrender and end the war, but they will not want to be held accountable either. They want to be able to have their nuclear capability, which we have said we will not allow. The IRGC wants to capitulate and escalate the war. They want to lay more mines. We're not going to allow them to do that. They may have been able to place 20 mines in the water in the last week. We've eliminated most of those. In addition, it is said that it's unlikely that their operations can be carried out even until the end of the conflict, because we have ceased to let them exist. We are now learning that it will take 6 months to remove all the mines that the Iranian Guard Force has placed in the Strait of Hormuz. That is an absolute disaster situation. The United States military and the militaries of other countries which have now come in to help us, we must all act very quickly. We must act with overwhelming force again. It seems like the only thing that these terrorists know is the language of overwhelming force used against them. This is why we have gotten ourselves into trouble with this ceasefire. We have allowed the enemy to regroup. The enemy has regrouped, and we're going to see them really get into it all over again in a very short while. In my opinion, this is why the ceasefire was a very bad idea. It allowed Iran, who was on their back foot with the United States military, landing blow after blow against us, let us think that Iran was asking for a ceasefire, that they would allow us to come to some kind of agreement. No, it didn't. But it allowed them to regroup and do this all over again. Guess what? More news, as I said. U.S. fighter jets have intercepted Iranian kamikaze drones. U.S. fighter jets have intercepted Iranian kamikaze drones they sent out into the Gulf and into the Strait to take out U.S. ships. Iranian drones were sent to Iraq. They were sent to U.S. military bases also all over the Middle East to kill us. Guess what? We've intercepted their drones and made them negligible. Iran during the war has attacked other nations in the region because they assisted the U.S. and Israel. U.S. fighter jets had to scramble to blow them out of the air. So now we have these fast attack boats in the Strait, attacking ships, taking them hostage. We have Iran firing drones at us. Those drones being shot out of the air with U.S. fighter jets. At what point is the U.S. going to get tired of this? Say, you know what? It's time for the U.S. to start shooting back. We have to shoot back. We cannot tolerate or allow this to go on any longer. We have restrained ourselves during the ceasefire. The Iranians have absolutely not restrained themselves at all during the ceasefire at all. And we have a very interesting situation here. This drone activity, possibly U.S., possibly Israel, over the skies of Tehran last night. Tehran has been saying that we have had drone activity over Tehran. The United States says it's not our drones. Israel's not said whether it was theirs or not. If you were there, would you see drones in the air? As that is happening, there were reports last night of multiple explosions and anti-aircraft activity in northwestern Tehran. Some people were trying to say that the United States and Israel had restarted bombing. We have no proof that that is the case. Nothing suggests that the bombing has restarted. It is more likely that the Iranians are using whatever anti-aircraft capabilities that they have to open fire on the drones over the skies of Iran. Then there are more reports of large blasts hitting parts of Tehran or Tehran province. We've heard of reports that drones sent in are the Israelis attacking during the night. The Iranians attempt to engage with them with what anti-aircraft capabilities they have left. There's also another very troubling report. The United States intelligence says that Iran retains more military capabilities than publicly thought, with about half or more of its ballistic missiles they have able to be launched right now. More than half of their ballistic missiles and launchers are still intact. 60% of the Iranian Guard Force are still operational. So now we have, and are having to look at 60% operational effectiveness from Iran. How could that be? How could it be? Because we, the United States military, has allowed a ceasefire to take place. We blew up their main navy. We blew up their big surface ships, centered them at the bottom of the ocean. We blew up their submarines, their missile ships, the great big huge Soleimani class aircraft carrier that they had. Their helicopters and drones are now at the bottom of the sea. It is the fast attack ships that they have remain a major problem that now we are dealing with. Like I said, President Trump has told us that now they are very operational to be at the bottom of the sea. U.S. intelligence assessment is that Iran retains more fighting capabilities than people wanted to believe or even admit to. I'm telling you now, what you need to hear is not necessarily what you want to hear. What you need to hear is not necessarily what you want to hear, guys. What we have to look at is this with clear eyes. We need to look at this with clear eyes and to be totally focused. Axios, if you can believe them, are reporting that Iranian Guard forces, senior officials did not allow Iranian negotiating teams to go to Islamabad to meet with Iranian U.S. negotiators. And the Iranians rejected the content that Iranian negotiators wanted to discuss with the United States. Yeah. We rejected the content that the Iranian negotiators wanted to discuss with the U.S. in the first round of talks. President Trump convened his team, even involving Vice President Vance, and decided to give Iran one more chance. President Trump yesterday extended the ceasefire. Again, I don't know, I'm not President Trump, but I think this was a strategic mistake. Trump said, quote, well, the Iranians need to get their butts together, essentially find a leader. Their leader is in a hospital, very, very much not good, incapacitated. I believe it to be very 1,000% accurate that the IRGC is in total control of Iran, not the leaders, but the commando force. I don't believe that the IRGC has any interest in negotiating with the United States at all. The IRGC has been in control of Iran for 50 years. It controls all levels of Iran. What we have done essentially, we've given the IRGC more time, again, to set up more plans, to dig themselves out of the debris left by our bombing the crap out of them. That's what we've done. Like I said before, I believe that they now have more weapons than they had before. They may have now been given time to reconstruct their weapons out of the sand and the dirt of Iran and come at us again. I think that we should bomb the heck out of them immediately. But Iran wanted to call a ceasefire. So we trusted them. They've broken the trust several times. But we've allowed the ceasefire to still be there in place. I believe we should have kept at it until we forced them to completely surrender or annihilate Iran completely. Now, honestly, I thought I was very sad to hear President Trump say that if they don't come to the negotiation table tomorrow, we will annihilate an entire civilization. Yes, that's what he said a week and a half ago. But apparently, Iran only understands absolute and total control over them, meaning their power structure to be totally and absolutely destroyed. The moment they say we're not coming to the negotiations, Trump should have said the ceasefire is over. The bombings are about to start all over again. I think that's what he should have done. Yes, we are going to hit them. We are going to hit them hard. And we're not going to take our foot off the gas this next time. Unfortunately, that is the reality of the situation. Unfortunately. Now, on the other side here, we have another interesting agreement report. We have had a lot of reports of bombings, attacks on the streets of Iran, essentially drive-by shootings. Yes, drive-by shootings now in Iran. Now, where we've seen that, where have we seen that before? Even on the streets of our own cities here in the United States, even in some places in Europe. We've heard about the secret police of Iran, that they may be possibly like Nazi Germany. We've heard that they are the ones responsible for the massacre of civilians. Weeks ago, a month ago, Iran annihilated 30,000 people one night. 30,000 people dead in one night. Yeah. Because they were protesting against the mullahs, protesting against the violence, and they were killed. Civilians, citizens protesting and killed. And now they may be going at that again. Roving gangs through Tehran, shooting civilians again. Also, I've heard Tehran citizens possibly had their food poisoned by an unidentified individual. More and more attacks are happening from inside Iran at this time. As this situation continues to unfold, we're going to try to keep you informed about what's going on. Because all of us know some of our own family members or our friends are over there in harm's way. Things are very much likely to get more and more chaotic. The U.S. continues to flood more military resources into the region. We're seeing dozens of U.S. refueling aircraft over in the Ben Gurion Israeli airport in Israel. These refueling aircraft are used to fuel fighter jets, even our B-52s and B-2 bombers that are over there. We have all kinds of bombers in theater. These bombers are critically important for the war effort, especially if it kicks off again. We have more F-18s also en route, being refueled over the Atlantic Ocean, over the Strait of Gibraltar, headed for England, in fact, and the CENTCOM area of command. More and more fighter jets continue to come in, and they're being readied and stationed nearby if war turns back on. But on top of that, as I said before, we have all these refueling tankers that are coming in. And then lastly, we have tens of thousands of ground forces also coming in on supply ships. Tens of thousands of ground troops from the United States military coming in on supply ships. I don't believe this is going to be an air war in the near future. 31 ships have been turned around by the United States coming into the blockade in the Strait of Hormuz. We've done that. The United States military has taken over the Gulf. We've taken over the Strait, where we are in the northwestern part of the Indian Ocean. They may have AK-47s on their speedboats. Their speedboats will now be toys bobbing around the bottom of the sea there. The United States military is ready to rock and roll. It's a very, very terrible situation. U.S. fighter jets are blowing up drones out of the air, sent into nearby countries because they support the U.S. As I said earlier, President Trump has sent in Vice President Vance to Pakistan to assist with negotiations. If they get halted, then the Iranians will get the heck blown out of them. And frankly, this is just me. I frankly don't see an off-ramp here at all. I do not see an off-ramp at all, unfortunately. Does anybody have any questions about what I've talked about in regards to Ron. Anybody have any questions? Now, while we've been talking about this, NHW's kept us informed about thunderstorms and tornadoes. There's another thunderstorm warning, severe thunderstorm warning, that was issued for North McCurtain County in southeast Oklahoma until 7:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time, which is about right now. 60-mile-per-hour gusts of wind and quarter-size hail with a possible tornado tag. A tornado tag is like this, okay? There's a radar signature when a tornado gets near the ground or on the ground. It looks like a hook, okay? When they see a hook, they believe the tornado may have touched down on the ground. Hook represents debris, okay? Guys, it is Friday. I'm sorry I had to take a day off this week, but I'm telling you right now, if something happens that you guys all need to know about, I'll be back on the air to tell you about it tonight or tomorrow or any other time, morning, news, or noon or night. I'll be on the air to tell you about it as soon as the information becomes available. On Sunday, we come on the air at about 12:30 noon to give you a Sunday school class we've been doing for about 5 or 6 years now. Our Sunday school class is entitled, Come Follow Me, the Savior Said. I'd encourage you all to be there for that class. We'd love to see you. We talk about our Savior, Jesus Christ. We're specifically talking about the New Testament of the Bible this year. Please come and watch that class. We'd love to have you. Come take part in it also. We'd love to have you. Catherine Sigerson said, they just had a snowstorm in southern Canada, south central Canada. I still have to shovel out no F5 tornadoes, but a major thunderstorm snow warning. A thunderstorm warning with snow. That's wild. Catherine, it's good to hear from you. We appreciate you and love you very much. Thank you for being here. God bless you guys. God bless you all. I want to thank all of our moderators, DCM, Hurricane Heather, Renee Steffi, our buddy Don Patoka that I don't see here, or even our buddy Rob 52 I also don't see here. We love you all. We appreciate you all being part of this program. Thank you for being here to help this program stay on the air. We love you very much. EMA family, we appreciate all of you as well. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of our program. May God bless you. May God be with you this day and always. May God be with you until we meet again. We love you very much. Take care, everybody. God bless. God be with you until we meet again. We'll see you on the other side. Good night.
Here at Emergency Management Associates, we're dedicated and true, bringing you the essential knowledge, helping you see things through. From disaster preparedness to navigating recovery's embrace, we're here to guide you in every unpredictable time and place. We break down the complex, make it easy to grasp and absorb, sharing strategies for safety, the vital lessons you can't afford to hoard. So thank you for watching, and thank you so much for your sub. You're a key part of our growing family, a member of our knowledge club. With every like, every share, and every comment you send our way, our critical message spreads further, helping more people every single day. stronger and more prepared. That's the truth we all abide. You help us build resilience with nowhere for uncertainty to hide. Your engagement truly inspires us. Your feedback acts as a guiding light, helping us continually grow and making our channel's future bright. We're always learning, always striving to be better. Bring you the most up-to-date information, no matter the weather. Emergency Management Associates is here for you now and forever, it's true. Keep watching, keep learning, because we truly appreciate all that you do. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. God bless.